guys, it's Mark.
And it's Michelle.
And another episode of This is Mark and Michelle. So we thought we would talk about how to get through the holidays on medical medium.
Yes.
All
Starting with
Halloween. Well, Halloween is mostly junk food holiday. And I mean, Thanksgiving and Christmas can be too, but at least you're getting food instead of just candy. But we all know that everybody goes trick-or-treating for candy.
Hi,
right?
Krista.
Hey. And
go ahead.
No, good.
I used to parcel my candy out and would still have candy at Easter. And my sister ate hers in like 3 days.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, my sister and I, we ate all our candy in less than a week. So that was just us. But, all the crap that's in conventional candy, and I'll be honest, a lot of the crap that I see even in organic candy, or non-crap candy, we'll say, it's still just not good for you if you're on medical medium to heal. And if your kids are on medical medium to heal, giving them conventional or even good candy, if you can call it that, just isn't good for you. It will slow your healing down. And now notice I didn't say stop it, because like we talked about last night, you just delay it. You don't really regress and unheal.
But you do have to end up dealing with behaviors.
Yes, you do. That's regress. That would be hard. Regressive behaviors. There we go. And that is what's hard, because you have to deal with it. School has to deal with it. Your kids have to deal with it. They have to deal with your behaviors towards them when they're behaving badly. Everybody gets it.
Yeah, did you see the meme today that the teachers are passing around?
No.
They say a prayer for the teachers who have to teach the day after Halloween.
Oh, well, yeah, good point. Or music teachers who have to teach the day after Halloween. Of course, she's actually teaching on Halloween. So, but we thought we'd throw out a few ideas to you as alternatives, right? What you could do, now it might be a little late for this year, but what you could do is arrange parties in the neighborhood where you guys do fruit and medical medium compliant desserts and things like that for your kids to eat and other kids to eat. Have them come over to your house and do that.
Play games.
Mm-hmm. Or, instead of taking them trick-or-treating, I mean, if you go trick-or-treating, what you can do is you can buy the candy from them.
There's a really cool website called Switch. It has to do with, they made this little poem about a witch who will come and get your candy and leave you money. When you sleep, it's like the sister of the tooth fairy.
Okay.
I thought that was a really cute idea.
That is a good idea. Actually, I haven't thought of that. So that would be...
Milo.
Whoa!
So that is one option.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find it.
And
again,
a couple of other options you might consider are this. Instead of trick-or-treating, go out to see a movie. Now, not a scary movie. You don't want to scare your kids to death.
Or trade the candy for a movie.
Yeah, you could do that. Or
give them a couple pieces of candy and say, if you give me the rest, we'll go see a movie, or I'll get you this toy, or...
Right? Do something
concept.
non-food based. Because in every culture, food is a big part of any holiday, right? I mean, St. Patrick's Day is less food and more beer, at least here in the U.S. But that's still something that isn't good for you. Easter, that's food. And Thanksgiving is food. Christmas is food. Halloween is food. Junk food, And here in the U.S. and in just about every other culture around the world, food is like a side dish to any kind of festivities. And so what you're trying to do is refocus on non-food fun, right? So a movie, putt golf, video game.
Oh yeah, those places that have all kinds of games for kids to play.
Chuck E. Cheese.
But there's one here called something adventure. I don't know what it's
Yeah, over on,
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it either, but, there's all kinds of things you can take your kids to do uh, that isn't necessarily food-based. You can take them and have them play. There is, well, Dave & Buster's is more adult, but you still get video games there.
I can't find it right now, so I'll post it after.
Right. But the whole point here is to not make food the centerpiece of every holiday, right? And when you have to, like on the two biggest food holidays of the year, Thanksgiving and see, there you go. Our friend Krista says that she's not planning on giving out candy this year as she has to work, but she plans to make she plans to make sugar-free pumpkin cookies for her special girls and husband. See, and that's an alternative food. But if you don't want to do alternative food, do alternative events, movies, video games. Go out to some place like Chuck E. Cheese. Now, they got pizza, but you can at least play the games, and they may let you bring stuff for a party that isn't necessarily Chuck E. Cheese food. You see what I mean? Dave & Buster's, bowling. Who knows what? There are many other things. You guys can go to amusement parks.
Use your creative brain.
Yep. And then on Thanksgiving and Christmas, I was going to say Halloween earlier, Thanksgiving and Christmas, make as many medical medium compliant foods as you can and take them with you.
You can always do an organic turkey, but if you are completely vegan, like I am, I'm okay with like sweet potatoes with cinnamon all over them and maple syrup. You could add some nuts on the top of that.
Our friend Krista says instead of food, she's definitely going to watch scary movies. So for Halloween, that's an option. You can watch cartoon scary movies for kids, something like that. Or the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown unless they find that too cheesy, too passe.
Yeah, we're old school, man.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But never mind that we watch stuff from the 40s. What are you talking about? But that's the thing. You'll want to be creative instead of basing things. If it's a holiday where you can get away with not doing food, do it.
I just really liked that idea of leaving your bag of candy on your bed when you sleep, and the switch witch, I think that's what it was. Switch witch comes and gets it and leaves you money. But it has to be a good amount of money to let go of candy. They showed $40.
Yeah. Switch Witch. Yeah. Save your kids from Halloween candy. Yeah. Switch Witch and the magic of Switchcraft. I like that. That's fun. Well, in fact,
switchwitches.com.
Yeah. Here, I'm just going to post that right here so everybody knows.
Switchwitches.com. Parents are the ones who make traditions.
Yes.
If you choose not to do a tradition, it becomes a new tradition for your offspring.
Valerie's good with grown-up scary. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. How about you? Krista says her daughter Valerie is good with grown-up scary movies. How about your other daughter? And all right, here's the website that Michelle was talking about. We posted that.
There was another one as well,
Okay.
along the same vein.
Right, but basically what you're trying to do is refocus your kids away from crap food. And yourself, for that matter, because if they see you doing it, they'll want to do it. You're setting a good example for them by avoiding it. And so the Switch Witch is a good idea. Having them give candy to kids less fortunate and paying them, or taking them to do something to pay them for it.
Some people donate the candy.
Right. And that's always an option, and if you're members of, right. What kid doesn't love money because they can buy anything they want with it? Right. Even more candy.
Or if there's a toy they've been asking for, you can switch that out. switch the candy out.
Right. And there are all kinds of options. Take them someplace they've been wanting to go, you know, or take them out to eat somewhere that's legal or close to legal, you know. And because what kid doesn't like to eat? You know, I did. Now, autistic picky eater kids, I get it. So, but you know,
cash works though. Cash is pretty good.
Cash works for just about anybody. So there are always options.
I really liked your party option.
Yeah, having a party at your place.
Costume party at your house with all the kids coming over.
And
Making special medical medium foods. So
right. And you know, you could have your kids pass out their candy to the other kids. That way they get rid of the candy, and your kids already know, hey, don't worry, we're going to take you out somewhere and go do something.
Or get you a gift.
Get you a gift of some type. Halloween gifts instead of Halloween candy, Halloween poison, so to speak.
Do you happen to know, because you tend to know things like this, what her Halloween originally was, what you got? Wasn't it jokes? You had to tell a joke or japes or...
Are you talking about the original Halloween from the Celtic countries?
Yes.
No. Usually you got fruit.
They knew what they were doing.
If you didn't give out fruit, they'd play a trick on you.
That's it.
And that was a trick or treat.
Japes, or they called it japes, or
I have no idea.
I'm gonna make him look it up.
But we'll look it up and we'll post it. But Halloween, and for those of you who don't know this, I have a lot of folks, and I'll say European American folks, who really like the Mexican Day of the Dead. Okay, I get it, but let me point out something to you. You got your own Day of the Dead. You know what that is? Halloween. It was originally a Celtic Day of the Dead. The Scots and the Irish and the Welsh and all the Celtic ethnicities on the continent of Europe all had a Day of the Dead, and that was the night before their New Year's. And so Halloween originally started as a day where you set an empty place at the dinner table for your dead ancestors so that they could come and eat with you. And so Halloween originally started as a day when the veil between the afterlife and this life was thinned or parted or whatever you want to call it, and your dead ancestors could come and visit you. And it wasn't something creepy back then, but it's turned into that since then. But Halloween, or as they call it in the Celtic country, Samhain, which is spelled Samhain, or Samhain, was originally a Day of the Dead for your ancestors, for you to visit with your dead ancestors. It was a Day of the Dead. That's what it was for. But the church turned it into an All Saints Day on November 1st, and Halloween was the eve before All Saints Day. So anyway, there is a Day of the Dead. That's what Halloween is.
So how did it turn into going around to people's houses and getting candy? Do you know?
That was an American invention in the late 19th century.
Was it by candy makers?
Probably. It's like Halloween, Valentine. I don't know. Valentine's Day could be Halloween if you screw up. But sounds like the movie Coco. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Our friend Krista says her other daughter is good with the movies too if she chooses to watch them, but she doesn't watch movies with her very often. So you'll have to post, Marla. You have to post what the movie Coco is. But
it's about the Mexican Day of the Dead, and
oh, is it?
Yeah, I had students who sang songs from that.
Oh,
it's a very musical movie.
Oh, all right, cool. And but as far as the trick or treat stuff goes, the original trick or treat was you give us a treat or you get a trick. Like we'll break your window or roll your house with toilet paper.
Oh, so it was forcing people to go out and buy stuff.
It was extortional. And I mean that's how it was in the ancient Celtic traditions in Scotland and Ireland and Wales and all that. and because I've read a lot of the myths from like 1,000 years ago or longer about Halloween, and there's a scary part to it, but it's not like it is today, you know. So, but it's still a very interesting holiday, and I like it. In fact, I think most people like it, you know. But the candy thing was definitely American marketing at work. A lot like Valentine's Day. So,
except I love Valentine's Day a whole lot.
She says that's her favorite holiday is Valentine's Day.
I love love.
Well, there's nothing wrong with love and love. And you like getting cards too and flowers and stuff like that. So, and I don't mind giving them. So
you can give me Halloween flowers.
Well, we can get Halloween flowers, orange and black. There we go. Orange and black Gerber daisies. There we go. But yeah, there's all kinds of alternatives. You don't have to get your kids sick with candy, and they don't have to be hepped up on all that crap, you know. Do your own party, have friends over, have your kids give their candy away, and knowing that they're going to get gifts and whatever else later, because I think that's fair. And because it has been a tradition for a long time, and kids always want to fit in. But I think if you're going to give them something a little bit better than candy, they'll be happy to give the candy away, you know.
Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the holiday season.
Okay. Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving, that's a big food holiday. In this country, it's the biggest food holiday. And
Mark knows this because he works in a grocery store.
Yeah, I've worked in grocery stores for a long time. But and Christmas is the second biggest, and Easter is the third biggest, I think. But Thanksgiving, that's the thing. See, that's all definitely. I can't think of anything that you eat at Thanksgiving that would be medical medium compliant.
But you could make it all medical medium compliant.
You could.
So you could make dressing.
Like the, well, how?
You could use almond flour.
You could make an almond bread, toast it, and now it's a lot more work, you know, because all the shortcuts are for non-medical medium compliant stuff, you know. But yeah, you can make an almond bread without eggs, and then toast it until it's dry, and then cut that into cubes and make dressing out of that.
That would actually be really good.
Yeah, you have to use a veggie stock, and maybe a little bit of fat.
Yeah.
But you know, and then put your onions and celery
on Thanksgiving. So.
Well, right. So if you're going to do it, cheat on that one day. And but yeah, there are alternatives. Yes, Thanksgiving is trouble for everybody. But yams, for instance, forget the marshmallows; they're crap anyway. You could do like the Japanese sweet potatoes that we get. Those are phenomenally good.
Yeah, they're so much better than
they're white
orange.
on the inside, right?
Yeah, they're white. Yeah.
You could take those and cook those and cover those in maple syrup and pecans and you know, and a little bit of cinnamon. That'd be awesome. Glaze those in the oven, right? You could cook green beans with onions and stuff like that, and a tiny bit of maybe a tiny bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. If you want a turkey, get an organic turkey.
Get an organic turkey.
Right? Free range organic turkey. And exactly.
You made our mind, Marlo.
Right? And so you could do that, you know, if you need the meat, there you go. And I don't think you couldn't do a ham. Ham is pork is no.
It is a always no ever again.
It is as is chicken, and so.
But you could do a brisket.
You could. That might be better for Christmas, but you could still do it. And
got ahead of myself.
You can do a grass-fed. Well, that's because you like Christmas.
I like.
You're trying to push this on to Valentine's Day. but yeah.
What else is traditional Thanksgiving? Well, we went to Whole Foods last year. Our family, Mark's family, and people were really unhappy.
Well, there was. You know, you can again, like we talked about the dressing, and see, that's cool. Our friend Krista said she did all keto last year and plans to this year. I mean, she made everything sugar-free. And you can. You could use alternative sweeteners like honey and maple syrup. That's not a problem at all. You know, you got green beans. You couldn't do corn because corn is a no food.
You could easily make cranberry.
Yeah, you can. And you could use honey for that.
Honey.
And
orange peel.
And so you can make cranberry sauce. You make green beans. You could do a green bean casserole, instead of soup. You could do
coconut milk.
You could do that, or cashew cheese thinned out real well with some cooked steamed mushrooms. Mix that in.
Oh.
Put that on top of your green beans. See, and onions. And you couldn't do the fried onions.
No.
But either way, you could still put onions on top. And so there are alternatives. And see, most of those foods.
Mashed potatoes, obviously.
Well, definitely mashed potatoes, and you can make a gravy out of mushrooms and veggie stock and thicken it with potato starch. That's what I do. And then and flavor it with rosemary.
Yeah.
That's what I did this past week. It was really good.
I bet sage would be good.
It would. And see, you can do, and all the foods that you have for Thanksgiving, you can use for Christmas. And then instead of turkey, or if you want to do a turkey, you can do a turkey, and you can do a grass-fed beef brisket. So there's all kinds of options. So
just turn on your creative brain.
Well, and just look up compliant
or vegan.
And
then make it compliant.
Exactly. So the internet is your best friend when it comes to that.
But I'm sure Medical Medium will be posting a lot.
Yes, mashed potatoes. So Krista says no honey or maple on keto. Really? Okay.
It's
She's
like
stevia, monk fruit, or erythritol. Monk fruit or stevia. Yeah. Erythritol, I guess, but it's a natural sweetener. But anyway, but stevia and monk fruit, I can see that. But anyway, those are our ideas about the holidays. So all you need to do.
What about fruitcake, Mark? Could you make an almond bread with fruit in it?
Yeah, it wouldn't hold together very well. Well, I don't know. If you did a traditional fruitcake like Barbara, our friend, does, she does the fruitcake with the whiskey and all that kind of stuff. See, it requires alcohol and 2 months of aging. So that is in no way.
I was just thinking of a simple.
Well,
like
putting in candied fruit.
Kind of.
Well, you could candy fruit, medical medium compliant. That's not a problem. But you have to do all that work.
What about the puddings that they make in England? I don't know what those are.
Yeah, well, those are basically bread puddings with other stuff, with the fruit and stuff mixed in and then steamed overnight.
I don't think I've ever had one.
No, neither have I. So, but anyway, those are our ideas. Do you have
Brussels sprouts, man? Brussels sprouts. He's got a great maple syrup glazed Brussels sprout recipe. I think it has some nuts, some kind of nuts in it, maybe walnuts or something.
You see, you could use the monk fruit sugar or the stevia to flavor that kind of stuff. So anyway, those were our ideas. So all you need to do is download the podcast and keep it on your phone while you're in the kitchen, right? Because then you'll have all the ideas you need.
And I'm sure we'll be posting things.
We will. So anyway, so guys.
So happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Except that's not for 2 days.
Yeah. Well, you know what you could do? The apple pie Marlo, of course, apple pie is, what was I thinking?
Crust.
What I was thinking is walnuts and dates. Blend those up in a blender, and you could press that into a pie shell or into a pie pan, and then put your apples on top of that. Now, I don't know how well it'd come out, how well it would stick together. If you used almond flour and dates, date paste, that would work. And you probably could wind up with a good crust. It wouldn't be crispy or anything, but you could still use it. It would work. And put your apples in there, and then cover it with a rolled out almond flour and dates. Put that on top and put that in the oven and see if it works.
Medical Medium actually has a couple apple pie recipes, I think.
Yeah, so that's an idea too. But anyway, all right, guys, continue with the celery juice, continue with the heavy metal detox smoothie, continue with the lemon water, continue on to buy our book at www.healyourautism.com/buy the book, which is Heal Your Autism's Do-It-Yourself Guide. Healing begins in your kitchen. And you can buy the book there, and you get all the freebies like the podcasts and interviews, and there was some other stuff that went with it as well. But anyway, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Coach if you need help.
We do. See you tomorrow night.
Bye.
Bye.